Hey guys, and welcome. I'm back. Had a few things like school and coursework and stuff, and kind of just didn't feel like doing videos. But I'm back now, and hopefully it will continue to be as regular as it was last time. Um, I'm going to start off with a update. Well, not an update, a roundup of whatever I've been watching. Now, I've probably missed a few out because there's a lot here, but still um, not as many as much as I'd have thought. But yeah, I've probably missed a few out, but there's a lot. So I'll just get started with the TV show that has been dominating my life so far. It's Prison Break. Now, I had heard things about this, and I honestly didn't fall fallen. I didn't think it'd be anything that great, but a couple of episodes, and I just thought it's amazing. And I'm currently just on season 4 now, and yeah, this is seasons 1 to 4. Um, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it. I mean, the acting's really, really good. I think it's not groundbreaking, if you know what I mean, but as for what it is really enjoyable, and I would highly recommend it, even though it's, I think 2005 it came out, so it's probably been seen by most of you, but yeah, very, very good TV show. The next TV show, which I literally just started again 2 days ago, is The Inbetweeners. Now, I love this TV show. I mean, I think there's 6 episodes each season, I think. Um, I'm not entirely sure, but it's something like that. And it feels like too little, but also you don't want it to get to the point where it's not funny anymore. And I think with the film, even though I do like the film, I think the film doesn't live up to the TV show as much. But yeah, The In-Betweens 2, the film, is out in August or something like that, and I can't wait, but I hope it's not gonna be disappointing. So that's the only 2 TV shows. Now, I'll start off with the films I've seen in the cinema, which obviously I haven't got here with me. First was Bad Neighbours. Now, Bad Neighbours was a film that I had been wanting to see for months before it came out. Stars Seth Rogen and Zac Efron. Um, Basically, Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are dropping things. They're basically they're a couple with a kid, and they're moving into. Well, no, they live in a street, and next door, Zac Efron and all his college fraternity group or something like that comes in, and they start having wild parties, and it goes on from there. And I just thought there was some actually really, really funny scenes in this film. Yeah, Seth Rogen's one of my favourite comedy actors, if not my favourite. And Zac Efron surprisingly showed he can act, which, seeing High School Musical, would counteract that. But yeah, in this film it showed that he has grown as an actor, and yeah, I do think he has found his, I don't know what the word is, he's found what he is good at in films. And yeah, Dave Franco's also in this, who I thought was really, really good as well. But yeah, I'm going to give it 86%, just because it wasn't fantastic, but it was really enjoyable and it was funny, so it is really, really good. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. It was a really enjoyable film, and it did make you laugh, so it does what it's set out to do at the end. Now the next is possibly um, one of my favourite films of the year, and that is 22 Jump Street. Now, being a big fan of 21 Jump Street, I was highly anticipating this, and I was not disappointed. I personally think this is better than the first one. It's just so funny. I was in tears when I was watching this, and even to this day, I mean, I saw it like 3-4 weeks ago, maybe something like that, and I just think about certain scenes and I still laugh about it. Like, it's not much of a spoiler, but the scene when Ice Cube's character, I think, finds out that Jonah Hill's character has been going out with his daughter, and it's just such a funny scene. And I think Ice Cube was brilliant in this film. So funny. I mean, one of the best characters in it, I think. And again, Channing Tatum, not a big fan of him, but he showed yet again that he can act, and yeah, I kind of warm to him a bit now. But yeah, it makes jokes through the film that it's like with 21 Jump Street, then 22, that it's going to be 23 Jump Street and stuff like that. Just little inside jokes, and then the end credits are just absolutely phenomenal. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you haven't seen the film and you're not going to see the film, just YouTube the credits or something or whatever. It's just, they are so, one of the best credits I've seen in a long time. I'm gonna give this 94%. I mean, maybe that's a high number, but I love this film, and I can't say much wrong about it, to be honest with you. I actually can't think of a bad thing about it, to be honest with you. I'm trying my best to think, but and even at the end with Seth Rogen's little cameo, I thought that was quite funny as well. So yeah, that's 22 Jump Street. And the last film I've seen at the cinema, which could possibly be the let me just look. It could be in the top 3 of this list. It was absolutely fantastic film, X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, I'm a huge X-Men fan, and I went to see this, and I wasn't sure on what the storyline was, to be honest with you, and the storyline is, it's solid, but not amazing to me. It's just how it's done that I really liked, and the character development and the new characters that you haven't really seen in the X-Men films before, like I can't remember his name, but the Evan Peters character was, I really liked his character in it, and that scene was so good with the slow motion where he freezes time. But yeah, one thing I will say about this film is that it was phenomenal, and every actor in this was really good. Peter Dinklage is in it, even though I kind of disappointed that he wasn't in it more. He was kind of an underused character, but I'd say Jennifer Lawrence is one of the main characters in this film, along with Wolverine, because she's in it for the most part. I mean, it's her going to, it's basically, she's the key in the whole thing, trying to change what she does, and so yeah, she's in it a lot, which obviously if you know me, you'd know that's a good thing. And yeah, but it just makes all the other X-Men films kind of not make sense or irrelevant, and I'm not sure why they did that, or if they just thought, just do it, they don't care. But yeah, I believe there's a new X-Men coming out and a new Wolverine film coming out, and hopefully they're gonna tie up the loose ends there or make sense of it. But yeah, fantastic film, and in my opinion, the best of the X-Men's. So I'm gonna give that a 93%. Yeah, 93%. It was a phenomenal film. If you like X-Men or if you just like Marvel films, it's one of the best ones. Would it? Well, yeah, I would say it's one of the best Marvel films. Um, and might as well go on from here to X-Men First Class, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and X-Men 1, 2 and 3. I'm not going to give them all a percentage, I'm just going to explain why each one and what I liked about each one and which ones are my favourite. I watched them in the right order this time. I watched Days of Future... I watched Days of Future Past, then I watched First Class, and then X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then 1, 2 and 3. I think it's the third one that a lot of people don't like, and personally I think that's probably the best one. Maybe X-Men 2. It's between them two out of the first three. Obviously, I keep saying that. First Class is my favourite one of them, and also X-Men Origins Wolverine gets a lot of hate, but I love that film, and yeah, I really don't understand the hate for it. I haven't seen the new Wolverine, but I'm probably going to watch that very soon. Yeah, I'm just going to stop talking about X-Men because there's a lot of stuff here. So I'll go on to the next film I watched on Netflix, and it's a film called Exam, which it's probably not been heard of. It's a British film, and basically a load of people are put in a room for a job interview, and they're told to answer one question, but the papers are empty, so they've got to find out what the question is, and basically that's the storyline. There's other little key things in there, but I'm not going to spoil it. All the way through this film I was thinking this is really, really quite a good film. I was very surprised, and then the ending just ruined it for me. I thought the ending was just pointless and cliched and just not what I was expecting, and it kind of ruined the film for me. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 72%. I mean, it was really good up until the end, I will admit that, for a film that I doubt many people have heard of. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and it's not terrible. I would recommend you watch it, but at the same time I wouldn't, because the ending is, as I've said, not that good. Next film I watched a couple of days ago, and it is Trans, which is a Danny Boyle film with James McAvoy in it. Now James McAvoy is one of my favourite actors, and so I kind of want to get into some more of his films, like Welcome to the Punch, I think it is. I'm hoping to get that soon. And this one, Sky on Demand, and I just wanted to watch it. I was very, very surprised by it, because it's a much deeper psychological kind of film than I was expecting, and I still don't really understand some parts of it. Just didn't make sense to me, some of it. But saying that, it was a top film, and I can understand why it got a lot of good reviews. It's well acted, and the storyline is multi-layered, which I think that's the right word, saying that there's lots of different elements to it. I'm going to give Trance a 88% because it didn't make sense a few bits, but besides that, I can't really fault it on much more. Now the next film I watched yesterday, I think, or the day before, and it's a film that I didn't think I was going to like, and again it was on demand, and it's Pain and Gain, which a Michael Bay movie, which having seen Transformers and not thinking the first one was that bad, and then the other ones were just appalling, but this film kind of showed me that Michael Bay is capable of making good films, and I think Mark Wahlberg, Dwayne Johnson, and the other guy were really, really good in this. I think it's based on a true story. It says that, but I don't know if it's just loosely based or if it's the exact storyline. Which, if it is true, if this is how it actually happened, then that it's just crazy. I mean, it's a funny film, and I just can't imagine this actually happening. It baffles me, but yeah, I did quite enjoy this, and it's not a brilliant film, but it is good fun. It's good, good laugh. It's not as Michael Bay as Transformers with the explosions and stuff, but there is still a few kind of Michael Bay effects, as I would say. But yeah, it's a pleasant surprise for me, and I'm going to give it a 82%. Now, let me just think. The next film I watched was on Sky Movies again, even though I have seen it at the cinema, and I think I have done this on my first roundup, so I'm just going to say it, I'm not going to talk about it. It is The World's End. As you know, I really enjoyed that film. And the last one that I don't have on DVD or Blu-ray or anything is 300, which I have been wanting to see for years and years, and I finally got to watch it, and I loved it. I thought it was much better than I was thinking. I was expecting it to be kind of like Gladiator, and then I realised it's much more like Spartacus, the TV show, which I don't know if any of you have seen, but I would highly recommend that as well. It's a very good film, and I am quite looking forward to checking out the newest one, which I'm going to have to see if I can find it cheap or even just at a decent price. I'm hoping to find, and I'm going to give it 87%. Some of these films have kind of ruined my top 100 list. I had actually written out my top 100, sorted it all out, ready for a video, and now I've seen a bunch of films that are going to find their place in that top 100, so I'm going to have to redo that again. So I'll move on to these that I have. Now, this one I think I also may have said in another roundup, but I'm going to show it, 'cause this is kind of an update as well, because there's a few things here that I haven't shown because I got them after. Just a couple of things such as the Prison Break, and yeah, it's Seven Psychopaths. Now, as you know, love this film, one of my favourite, probably top 50 I'd say. It's just so funny, and the acting is incredible in it, and I just love the dark humour of it. It's my kind of humour, I'd say. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out, and if you like it, check In Bruges out, because it's the same director and the same kind of comedy. I'm not going to give that rating because I've probably already done it already. Sorry if I'm a bit whatever the word is, because it's the first video I've done in nearly 2 months or something, so I'm a bit rusty, but bear with me. I mean, it's good to see you all, guys. whoever's stuck by me. I mean, I just also want to say thank you for the 21 subscribers who actually stuck by me and still watch my videos. It means a lot, so thumbs up for you. Next film is Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Now, as you know, I got this from Rory in a trade, and yeah, I really did like this film. In my opinion, very, very close to Snatch, I'd say. I wasn't expecting it to be that close to it, but I'd have to say it's like that for me. But yeah, if you like Snatch, then you know what I'm talking about with this. It's basically the same kind of thing, different characters, different storyline, and yeah, it's good fun and good acting in it. Good British film as well. I'm gonna give it 89%. I think that's a fair rating. Yeah. I'll do these next two kind of together because they're similar kind of thing. The first one is Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. This has been on my list for a long time to watch, and I finally watched it and I absolutely love this film. I was expecting it to be a bit dated, but I watch this and I see elements of Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers in it, to be honest with you. Like, obviously this was done before, so I mean, so it's kind of what's the word? It's ahead of its time, I think is the right word for it. It shows the horror of being in the, what war is it? Vietnam War. And yeah, I haven't really seen much films about the Vietnam War, so it was kind of interesting to see, and I would probably say that this is, it could be my favourite Stanley Kubrick film. I've only seen Clockwork Orange and The Shining though, and this, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because it's quite a hard choice, because I do love A Clockwork Orange and The Shining equally. I like them too. I'm gonna give it 90%. I think that's maybe, yeah, I'll give it 90%. Highly recommend it, even though I think it is one of the films that a lot of people will have seen. So yeah, sticking with the kind of war film, it is Jarhead next. Now this, I will actually say, this reminded me of Full Metal Jacket, because I watched this after, and like, it does it not in the way that it copies it. I mean, just like certain things in it kind of were like on the same kind of thing, if you know what I mean. It's hard to explain, but I thought it made this film a lot more surprising, a lot better, because this is the Gulf War, that's what it's called. And yeah, I think Jake Gyllenhaal and Jamie Foxx were both equally good in this film, and it was a pleasant surprise for me. I probably would actually watch this again very soon. Yeah, it was just a very, very, very good film. Not as good as Full Metal Jacket, I will say, but not far behind. I'll give it 87%. Yeah, I think that's a fair rating, to be honest with you. This is going to be a long video, but whatever. It's pretty much done now anyway. So, just a few more. And the next one is The Social Network. Now this is a film that I was not expecting to like, but I really love this film. Absolutely amazing. for a film about how Facebook was made, you'd think it's not very dramatic, it's not going to be entertaining, it's going to be pretty dull. It's the complete opposite. I was really interested in the story of how this actually came about, and it's a really, really good story, and everyone in this film is a brilliant actor, even Justin Timberlake, who I haven't really seen much as an actor except for in The Love Guru and maybe some and In Time, and they're both pretty bad films in my opinion. But I've forgotten his name. Andrew Garfield was brilliant in this film, and so was Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, just an amazing film, and I was very surprised, and I'm surprised at how much high I'm going to rate this. I'm going to give it 95%. Just, yeah, I just thought it was amazing, and for it, I should have expected with David Fincher, because he is a brilliant director in my opinion, and yeah, it's a nice change from his usual twists like Fight Club and Seven, but yeah, it surprised me and I enjoyed it a lot. So that's The Social Network. There is 5 more, I believe. The next one I'm not going to talk about much because I've probably already talked about it again, is Inception. I've also watched the extras on this, and the extras were very interesting. As you all know, I love this film. One of my all-time favourites. Christopher Nolan just never ceases to amaze me. I haven't seen a bad film of his. In fact, I haven't seen a film of his that I can really fault much. Yeah, fantastic cast, fantastic score, fantastic story, and just a phenomenal film. I've probably already rated that before, but if not, 96%. Now I think I've already done this as well. Black Swan, which has, I thought it's Vincent Cassel, who was also in Trance. I thought it was good in Trance. In this film, meh. But yeah, this is a very twisted kind of film and very dark, but I do like it. It's Darren Aronofsky, Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman. I think it's a good film. It's not amazing to me. I mean, the twist at the end's pretty good, but nothing spectacular. I'd give it 80%. I mean, I think I've maybe rated it before, but this might be a lower score because the second time round I didn't enjoy it as much. And next is Knocked Up, Seth Rogen yet again. This is my least favourite of Judd Apatow's films, as I've said before, but the second time watching it I did enjoy it more. Yeah, I just think there's something about it that doesn't really live up to all the rest of them, and I think it might be Katherine Heigl, because I don't know, her character annoyed me a bit, but I liked Seth Rogen's character. I liked Paul Rudd's character in this as well, which is why I want to see This Is 40, because it's Paul Rudd's character in their own film, obviously. Yeah, also Seth Rogen's friends in this as well: Jason Segel, Jonah Hill. What's the other guy's name? Jay Baruchel, I think that's how it's pronounced. So yeah, it's a good film still, but not my favourite of Judd Apatow's, and I'm gonna give it 79%, which I think is also a lower number than I would have given it before, but just because I think it's fair. I mean, 79% is not bad, it's just average, I'd say, which, well, it's slightly above average, which that film is kind of. And the last two, I think, yeah, the last two is two actually of the most surprising films I've seen in a long time: Crazy Stupid Love, which I was expecting to be a lovey-dovey rom-com, but I actually really loved this film. Everyone in this film was very, very good. I liked Steve Carell. This is the first time I've seen Steve Carell do a film that's not comedy. Well, it's kind of comedy. And Ryan Gosling. I've only seen him in Only God Forgives, Fracture, and Drive, obviously. And this is a different. I mean, this is different to those films, obviously. And it's a new take on him. It showed that he's a well-diverse actor, if that's the right word I'm using. And yeah, the ending of this was very good as well. I mean, it's not a cheesy film. I mean, it's got a bit of cheesy moments in it, but it is a rom-com technically, so obviously it's bound to be. But it's not over the top, which is probably why I actually liked it. It doesn't throw all the romance in your face. It just kind of is there, and it's kind of a realistic take on it. So I'm gonna give that 90%. Yeah, I mean, I was very surprised by it, and it could possibly make the top 100 list. And now the next film, I'm gonna give this next film probably the most surprising film I've seen in a long, long time, and it is The Departed. Now, I did not even expect this to be anything how it actually was. I was expecting some kind of mob film like Goodfellas, but it's more of a detective kind of film, and everyone in this film, I mean Leonardo DiCaprio and Matt Damon especially, were brilliant, and Jack Nicholson as well was also very good. Yeah, I mean, I love this film. This is shot straight into the top 10. Yeah, I'd say top 10. Easily my favourite Martin Scorsese film now, and yeah, I can't speak highly of this enough. I decided to watch it, and I did not know anything about it much. That I also forgot Mark Wahlberg as well. He's quite good in this, but I didn't expect it to be anything like it actually was, and yeah, it's, as I've said, one of the most surprising films I've watched, and for that, it's gonna get the highest rating on this list today, 97%. It's not perfect, but it's very, very close, I'd say. I mean, just wow. I genuinely cannot express how much I love that film. So yeah, that's the end of the list. I mean, there's quite a few films there, as you've seen, and I just want to say there is going to be a few more videos coming up in the next few days. It's not going to be like last time where there was like 3 or 4 videos a day. It's going to be 1 or 2 every couple of days or something like that. And yeah, I just want to, I've already said thank you to everyone who still supports my channel, and yeah, I have to say I've got the good feeling of being back. I mean, I thought there was a few times when I was thinking maybe I should just stop because I wasn't enjoying it, but I'm enjoying doing this one, and yeah, so thanks for watching, subscribe, like, and I will see you guys very soon.